So you guys, there is an investigation underway after human remains were found behind a house in Detroit. So this unfolded on last Monday, and this happened when construction workers were remodeling a home on Whittingham Street. So this is on the west side of Detroit, and it is near West Outer Drive. So behind this home, there is a detachable garage that is red. And in between that garage and the fence, they found human remains sticking out of the ground. So from what they're saying, it was a foot and a shin that was sticking out, and it was partially covered in a tarp or carpet. So at the time of the discovery, there was nobody living at this home. But this is what the neighbors had to say about the previous tenants.
It's been some time since anyone had lived there.
From seeing them, they seem like a happy family, other than, common arguments that couples have.
So after looking up this address, I see that the home was listed for rent in March of 2024, and it was actually rented out in May of 2024. Now in June of 24, it was listed for rent again before the listing would be removed about 10 days later, meaning that maybe somebody moved in. Now, this does not mean that the previous owners have anything to do with this body being found. This is what investigators had to say.
We're investigating this. In addition to the Detroit Police Department's homicide unit, we have our partners from the FBI, our missing persons unit, and some additional resources here to, again, begin this investigation. First by exhuming the remains, then from that identifying who this individual was, and then the person responsible for this.
So they went on to say that these human remains were small in stature, meaning that they believed this to be a child. So the homicide unit is involved because by these remains being buried, it means that somebody had to bury them, meaning that somebody could have caused this person's death. So the missing persons unit is involved is because somebody has to be missing if they was just found buried. Now, a lot of people are linking this to Naziah's case. And then when you hear that it was found on the corner of Outer Drive, a lot of people are saying that that's ringing a bell because remember, Naziah asked her aunt about Balfour and Outer Drive. But I have to point out that the address that Naziah was talking about is about 24 minutes away from where this address is, which that is not far away, y'all. That's just like driving across town. But this address is on the west part of Outer Drive, and where Naziah was talking about was on the east part of Outer Drive by Balfour. So from what they're saying, the remains were starting to decompose, but they could tell that it was human remains. But they still do not know any details on who this person was. So I want to point out the fact that Naziah was last seen on January 9th. This home had been rented out multiple times from that time up until now, being the last time that it looks like it was rented out was around June of 2024. Now, I don't know if this is connected to her case, but y'all, even if it's not connected to her case, that means that there's another small child that was unalive and buried behind this garage. So as of right now, they are still investigating this, but what are your thoughts on this so far? Even though it is on two opposite sides of Outer Drive, y'all, that is crazy that that's the same exact street that Naziah was talking about. Comment below, you guys, and let me know your thoughts on this.